Right. Register, guys. Do not forget to register because it's going to be a very important, very important session from your preparations point of view. So yeah. Okay, so guys, I believe now is the time we get started, right? But before that, I would love to know how many of you are attending the GRH online seminar for the first time. Anyone here who is attending GRH online seminar for the first time? Karthik says me. Vivek Mohan says me. Okay. Sarat Chandra says me. All right. Oh, okay. So, quite a good number of our friends here are the first time attendees. So, nothing to worry, guys. GREH conducts uh, free online seminars on admissions related topics every day, almost every working day here at GREH. So, you guys can register for all of them for free, right? So, not be worried. You do not have to pay anything. You have paid for the program already. This an exclusive feature only for the students who have enrolled with us, right? So all the best. Okay, so if you guys feel that this topic that we are conducting a seminar on is important to you, do not hesitate in registering for registering for the seminar, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about it. How do you go about registering for the seminar? You keep getting emails from GRH. You get a lot of emails from us, right? So please look for the seminar related emails. Also, once you log into the website of GRH, you can see the seminars that are coming up. All right. GRH is awesome. Thank you very much, Sakshi. All right. Okay, so guys, as we get started, I would love to know, is there anything in particular that you guys expect from today's online seminar? All right. Anything that you would like to learn in particular from today's session? If yes, then please send it across to me. Right. So guys, also those of you who have joined us now, guys, welcome to today's online seminar to go at application process like from ground zero. Right. Okay, Vivek. Top 11 deadlines are 1st March. For example, okay. What good universities for CS are available right now? Says Jitish. Right. Guys, any more expectations? Anything else that you would like to know? Right. Okay, so guys, I believe almost all your questions will get answered right by the end of the session. Okay, so what I would request you guys is to do. Okay, so what I'd request you guys to do is please keep this session very interactive. Okay, and kindly pardon me for the dull voice. Right, it's not usually this dull. It's just some health issues. Nevertheless, I'll try to contribute as much as I can. But I would request you guys to kindly keep the session extremely interactive. Right. So can you guys do that for me? Can you guys promise me to keep this session extremely interactive? Sakshi says definitely. Sarath says sure. Vivek says yep, always. Vikas says yes, sure. Says Ratan. Deepak Khurana says yes, always with pleasure, says Jitish. Great. Romeza says yeah. Sashwat says sure. Right. Okay, so I'll quickly share something. I'll like to ask some really important questions and get to know how much clarity do you guys have with regards to the admissions and applications process. Okay, so today's discussion will primarily focus on the fall season, right? So, according to you, when should someone start shortlisting universities or shortlist universities, right? So, what's your take on this? Vivek Mohan says after getting the score, I guess, right? Okay. Sakshi says this is high time. Okay. Jitish says before August itself. Okay. After exam says Vikas. As soon as you get GRE score says Ratan. Akshay Maule says Jan end for fall season. Okay. No, on a minimum of 1 month before the exam says Sarat. Maybe end of Jan says Ratan. Okay. Okay, so guys, I'll tell you something, right? Uh, how many of you? Okay, answer this question for me. How many of you know that you can send your scores to 4 universities for free right after taking your GRE? How many of you know about it? Diti says me. Sakshi says me. I know says Arun. Sarat says me. Akshay Maule says yes. Vikmon says I don't. Okay. Romeza says me. I sent says Atul. Right. Vikas says no. Akshay says okay. Praveen says I know. Amulya says me. Abhimanyu says obviously. Deepak Rana says sent. Right. So guys, I believe no, a good number of you know about it, and a couple of you do not know about it. Well, those of you who do not, then yes, guys. So right after you take your GRE, right, you have this option of sending your scores to 4 universities for free. Okay, so you save a significant amount of money, right, in this context. So please make sure that you avail this opportunity, right? But before you send your scores to universities, one thing that you guys must know is that sending your scores to any random universities would make no sense, right? Isn't that obvious? So what needs to be done is that a thorough profile evaluation is required, because unless and until you evaluate and analyze yourself and your profile and your score, right, you'd not be able to come down to a list of or boil down to a list of 4 universities, right? So in this context, what is more important for you guys to know is that you must start your shortlisting of universities process before you take your GRE. All right. So it's a valid explanation, right? So you need 4 universities, and you cannot essentially apply to any random 4 random universities by the end of your GRE exam, right? So please make sure that you start your university application, university shortlisting process, and profile evaluation process even before you take your GRE, right? So guys, am I making sense? Is this clear? Right. Okay, that's it. Okay, so guys, how many of you would like to know which are a couple of universities whose deadlines are open even now for fall 16 applications? Sakshi says me. Okay, Jitish says me. Okay, so eager, right? Deepak says me. I don't know, says Arun, right? Akshay says me. Amulya says me. Okay, so guys, I shall share the list with you of a couple of universities, right? But before that, I would strongly recommend you guys. So this is a consolidated report, guys. So this is not stream specific, right? This is in context of the majority of the branches. So what I would request you to do is please make a note of these universities and please check the application deadline for your specific branch, right? Please do that. Okay. So yeah. So these are few of the universities that have the deadlines that are there. Okay. So University of Minnesota's Twin Cities, right? Brown, Polytechnic, and NYPU, right? University of California, Riverside, right? Illinois Institute of Technology, Chicago, right? Stevens Institute of Technology, right? University of Kentucky, University of North Carolina, right? Few of the very, very good universities have the deadlines still open, right? For fall 16 applications, right? So please make sure that you avail this opportunity, right, and apply into fall 16 season already, right? So the prime question that a lot of you had in your mind, that with regards to till when can apply, right? I believe to a certain extent this is clear now, right? So there's a string of universities that you guys can apply into, right? And you can still make it to few of the most premier universities in the United States of America, right? So please make sure that you apply to these universities and not waste a year more, right? So yeah, that's something that I believe you guys must know about, right? So guys, have you taken a note of all these universities? Does this look good? Nitish says done. Atul says snapshot. Great. Ram Prasad says yes. Okay. Print screen says Deepak. Right. All the techies. Right. So again, as I said, guys, please make sure that you visit the university website and check when are the deadlines for your specific branch, right? The stream that you're planning to specialize in, right? So when are the deadlines scheduled for that branch in particular, right? Okay. Sakshi Sharma asks to share the previous screen again. So yeah, Sakshi, I hope this helps, right? These are few of the most reputed universities. I'm sure that almost all the universities that I mentioned here, you guys must have heard about it, right? So please do not hesitate in applying to these universities because these are few of the finest and a very very reputed in not only in the United States but overseas as well. Okay, so please make sure that you if you are a fall 16 aspirant, or if even if you are confused between fall 16 and spring 17, then apply to these universities, guys. Okay, and trust me, you will not regret. Yes, Jitish. Will I be able to get scholarship if I apply to these universities? Well, Amulya, yes, but provided their financial aid deadline isn't over yet. These are the application deadlines, right? Sakshi, can we proceed? Yes. Jitish asks, will universities consider our application equally when we apply near to the deadline? Honestly, the answer is no, because the universities would like to know who are the students who are extremely serious. But then, as far as the applications are concerned, see, there's something called the priority deadline, there's something called the financial aid deadline, and there's something called the application deadline, right? So priority deadline is the first set of applications, right? So students who have taken the GRE and the first lot of admits that the universities provide. right? That is based on the priority deadline. Okay, that is way before. I mean, for fall 16, the priority deadline would have gotten over by, let's say, November, October, November, right? So that's about priority deadline, and priority deadline obviously means that you would be given more priority, right? But one thing that you guys also need to know is that the majority of the admits are given for the the final application deadlines, right? So it depends on you guys when exactly do you wish to apply, right? But please make sure that you are able to meet the deadlines in the first place, right? Because even if you have missed out the priority deadline and the financial aid deadline, at least you can get a scholarship and eventually get all the benefits after going there by showcasing or demonstrating your subject knowledge. These universities offer MM. I believe they do, Sakshi. You'll have to go and check on the university website once. Was the immigration officer sending all the students back? Okay, so Jitish, can you bring this question up in the Q&A session? Right? Okay. So, guys, let's proceed to the next segment in which we discuss what does a profile mean. Okay, so let me ask you guys, according to you guys, what does a profile mean? Okay. What is essentially would you call as a profile? What are the factors that are supposed to be considered while we say that this is what profile is? Sakshi says resume. Okay. Yatish says CGPA, publications, scores. Abhimanyu says SOP and LORs. Internship experience, says Romeza. Pradeep says academics, GRE, TOEFL or IELTS. Scores, work experience, LORs, SOPs, work. Okay. 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 So yes, guys, you guys are pretty much aware of what exactly does profile mean. It's just that you guys are not really clear on all the parameters. So what you guys see on your screen now the list of parameters that are that are known as a profile when considered together, right? So your undergraduation college, right? Yes, that plays an important role for certain universities. For certain universities it does not, right? So your undergraduation college, right? Your GRE and TOEFL scores, yes, they are very important, right? All said and done, they for few of the universities they're probably first set of evaluation parameter, right? So yeah, GRE and TOEFL or IELTS score, of course, right? Your academics, which include the subjects that you have taken, right? The subjects that you have taken up with regards to the specialization that you're planning to take up, right? Your grades, okay, and your overall CGPA or GPA. All right. So these are few of the things that are categorized in the academics part, right? Internships and paper publications, right? So first of all, internships uh, internships can be uh, a few projects that you've done or a couple of projects that you've done while working for an organization for a certain period of time, right? Or it can be a trainee, right? You got trained as for working in the organization for a certain period of time, right? So internships are basically the amount of organizational experience or experience that you have in terms of working in a company, okay? But other than that, What is really important is the projects that you have done, right? So what sort of projects have you been a part of while working or while interning in an organization? Next thing is the paper publication. So paper publication is not mandatory, yeah, but one thing that is a fact is that paper publications most certainly add a tremendous amount of credibility to your overall profile, right? So they basically imply to the next point, that is the research work, right? So if you have published a paper or two with the good impact factor, that means that you are someone who is extremely research oriented, right? Other than that, the projects are the practical activities that you do with regards to the subject or the course or the curriculum that you have undertaken, right? SOP and LOR are two most important documents while the application process is underway, right? So these are the documents that play a very very important role, and these two are probably the only documents that are there in your hands, right? You cannot essentially go back and change your GRE score, your TOEFL score, or the project that you've done or not, right? But what you can definitely do is write something about yourself that is extremely appealing to the reader, right? And work experience, of course, right? Work experience is not mandatory, right? But then if you have work experience, then there's nothing like it, right? So yeah. So guys, any doubts, or is this clear? Do you now understand what profile means? The research work, that's fine, because Sakshi, as a matter of fact, they do, because management oriented subjects do require certain exposure to working for an organization. That is the minimum work. Oh, what? Okay, Sarath, I would really appreciate if you could use W and H, right? Because VAT seems like value added tax, right? What is the minimum work experience? There is nothing called called minimum, or you cannot essentially state that this is the minimum number of years that you should work for, right? It's just that what sort of work have you done, and how much contribution have you made to the organization. Can you update my profile after submitting? Why would you update your profile after submitting, Ram Prasad? What's the point? And Stringer publication matter a lot, like IEEE. Uh, Stringer publication, I'm not really sure what Stringer is, but if it is a distinguished national or an international journal, then yes. Minimum internship periods have, well, it depends how much internship tenure does the company offer to you. I'm an engineering undergraduate. Does my research work matter? Yes, Sakshi, it does. Right. So, guys, any more doubts to submit any supporting docs for research work? Ifshita, so if you have done a research, then and if you have gotten it published somewhere, then you would obviously get an ISBN number and volume number, right? So that's something that you can share with the officials or the admissions committee by stating it in your resume or your CV. Yes, Sakshi. So basically, if you have research experience, then it is always better, right? So that's the idea. You would ideally want to have a better profile, and to get a better profile, you would want to do some research. If it's not mandatory, it's up to you. I mean, if you have time and stuff, then you can go ahead with it. Vivek asks, what of CGPA? How much is adequate? Vivek, the thing is, there is nothing called adequate or inadequate, but prefer having a good CGPA in comparison to the topper of your class. Shweta, that you will have to check with the admissions office, right? Because this is not something that I can make a comment upon. I'm extremely sorry. Yes, Praveen, the letter of experience is important. Jitish and Arun, I would really appreciate if you guys could refrain from asking profile evaluation related questions, right? Because it requires a tremendous level of research, right, and analysis. So, and this is something that I would not be able to do in the stipulated period of time. Right. So I'm extremely sorry, guys. What you guys can probably do is send an email across to student.welfare@grh.com and we can take it forward. Yes, actually, a better GRE score can always compensate for anything that is low. Yes, Sarath here as well. The work experience give an extra edge over for normal undergraduate. Yes, Sarath, it will. Mansi, we had this segment already. Deadlines for fall. I believe you joined us late. Jitish, to be honest, it is a little less, but I believe you can still make it to some really good universities because AWA high score basically means that you are more analytical and research oriented, right? So I don't really think that it is going to be much of a problem unless and until the universities has have specified a score on their website. Arun, yes, it does. Any sort of work experience is good, right? So, guys, are you clear? Can we proceed? So, I'll quickly share with you what are the three traits the universities look for in a student, right? So, the universities would essentially want to know how unique is a student. So, they basically want to have a bunch of mutually exclusive students, right, with varied skills, varied background, right, but working towards a common goal, right. Secondly, the passion of the student, how passionate is he or she uh, for his or her higher studies and the research activities if they are planning to, right. So that's something that they would like to gauge, right. The third thing is the value, right. So how much value can the student add to the class or to the university or to the projects that he or she is going to get involved in, right. So these are three very key traits that a university usually looks forward to while analyzing a profile, right. So guys, does this make sense? Did you guys get the point, or is there anything that I can help you with? Right. Okay. So guys, that's great. Okay, so guys, the next thing that you guys must know is how what are the key documents that are required and how much time does it take to prepare those documents, right? So according to you guys, in one sentence, please use comma and send it across to me. What are the few important documents that you feel are supposed to be submitted while applying to a university? Right. So Amok says LOR SOP, Deepak says CV SOP, right? Jitish says LOR SOP resume transcripts. 10th standard, 12th standard mark sheet says Amog. Romeza says mark sheets, degree, bachelor's. Transcripts, LOR, essay compositions, resume, residency status in that country says Sakshi. Uh, GRE scorecard, TOEFL scorecard says Amog. Okay, so Amog has sent across in multiple sentences. Okay, so guys, yes, I believe you guys have a fair idea of what are the documents that are required. So these are the few very important documents that would be required to submit, and how much time is required to get these documents ready. So SOP usually takes 2 weeks, right? So please make sure that you have at least 2 weeks of time before you start working on your SOP. Right. LOR similarly, it takes a minimum 2 weeks because you never know when the individual who is planning to who you are planning to talk to for an LOR, when would he or she be willing to fill the form up or actually write an LOR for you, right? The next thing is GRE, right? So please try to have it at least 1 month before the deadline. Okay. Uh, so this is something that would give you a sense of relaxation with regards to the applications process. Same stands for the TOEFL as well, right? So the whole idea is try to schedule your TOEFL a week after your GRE, okay? Because in that case you would be able to week or within a week, that is, okay. You take your GRE so that you are able to apply to the universities in the right time, and in fact you get the scorecards on the same time. Mark sheets, well, it depends on the universities how try to get the mark sheets or the transcripts that are there before you take your GRE. Try to do that. Next thing is the work experience certificate. It depends on the company again, but please make sure that you have a very well defined timeline, and the time by when you are planning to resign from your job, and basically plan it out really well so that you do not face any form of glitch, right? Attested copy of academics, right? So these are primarily the transcripts again, right? But again, if there are any other set of documents, consolidated reports that are supposed to be sent, then that are also supposed to be collected. Those are also supposed to be collected before you take your GRE. Internship and project certificate, which is, yes, I'm sure that you guys would get it once you have taken your once you have completed the project in an organization or a company that you're working for as an intern, right? So guys, I hope that you this makes sense, guys. Does this make sense, right? Do you feel that this is the ideal timeline that could be followed? Sakshi, Sakshi asks, what does acceptance rate mean? Sakshi, can you bring this question up in the Q&A session? What are transcripts? Are they different from mark sheets? Well, Vivek, they are not very different from mark sheets. It's just that transcript is an original photocopy of your mark sheets attested by the university authorities, right? So yeah, no, Jitish, it does not. All mark sheets steal 12th. I didn't get what you're saying, because yes, Sarat, and even in that case, you'd need transcripts for submission, right? Okay, so guys, does this make sense? Right? Still wondering, are you guys able to understand? And do you feel that this is an ideal timeline that could be followed? Yiti says yippee. Okay. All mark sheets from first standard to 12th standard. No, Vikas. No, 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 please. Oh God. Mark sheets, your 10th standard board exam mark sheets, 12th standard board exam mark sheets, and all the first sem till the last sem of your undergraduation course, right? So these are the documents that are required, right? Okay. Then it's okay, Sakshi. You can send the transcripts that till the time that you have taken your exams. That's good because good. Okay. So basically, I'll quickly run you through the things for which you need to spend your time. So when to start? So time is basically needed for shortlisting universities. Okay. So that requires an analysis of profile, of course, right? So whenever we say shortlisting universities, it please make sure that the most important part in this is the analysis of yourself, and only then the shortlisting of universities will happen, right? So yeah, shortlisting of universities, right? Drafting or SOP and LOR, right? Following which the deadlines, so university specific research, right, and documents and the applications process, right. These are few of the very important steps that are required to be undertaken as far as the applications is concerned, right. So yeah, so guys, I hope that this makes sense to you, right. So please make sure that you note each one of them down so that you do not face any sort of problems while you actually start your applications process, right. So last thing, guys, before we end this session, there's one last segment where I would like to discuss what is the necessity of shortlisting universities, and why should ideally someone shortlist universities. So basically the idea behind shortlisting universities is to gain more clarity about the university and also identify various or gather more information with regards to funding opportunities, right, and research opportunities, okay, and getting to know about the course and the curriculum offered by the college, right. So in order to gain more clarity in these aspects, you need to shortlist universities and research about them, right. So these are few of the very very important things that you guys must know and must take a note of, right. And one thing that you guys also need to know is that GRE Edge is always there to help you out, right? So if you guys feel that you require any form of assistance with regards to your applications process, then please do not hesitate in joining the GREH's admissions counseling team. Okay, so all you need to do is let us know if you would be willing to join the GREH admissions counseling team by clicking on the link, right? So first thing that I would like to ask you guys is that have you received the link, guys? I see that a couple of you are not are facing certain difficulties, right? So please click on the link and let me know if you are able to access the link, right? If you are able to open the link, please type in open, right? So that I'll get to know if the link is working, right? So guys, were you able to open the link? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, that's it. Okay, so guys, once you click on the link, all you need to do is enter your details, right? Enter your name, your email, your phone number, right? And press the submit button and then type in DONE done, right? So that's all that you need to do, right? And the admissions counselor will get in touch with you soon and explain the entire process and guide you in the right direction, right? So all you need to do is enter your details, that is your email ID, your name, your email ID, and your phone number. Press the submit button and then type in DONE done, right? So guys, have you entered your details? And quickly type in DONE done so that we can proceed to the Q&A session, the much awaited Q&A session, right? Alternatively, guys, you can also let us know if you would like to join the GRH admissions counseling team, right? By answering this poll, right? Okay, okay. So guys, please let us know by answering this poll. Okay, have you guys answered this poll already? Right. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks a lot. Right. With this, we get started with the Q&A session. So, guys, if you guys have any doubts with regards to the session that you have had till now, then please send it across to me. Yes, Jitish, they do actually. So I know people, a couple of my friends, in fact, they did their masters in the United Kingdom, and they are working in some really cool projects in Georgia Tech. They're doing their PhD. So yes, these things do happen, right? So guys, any more doubts? What does acceptance rate mean? Should we not apply to universities with lower acceptance rate? No, no, Sakshi. I don't know why this idea has dawned upon you, right? So acceptance rate means is that if a university, so basically what acceptance rate is, it's basically a fraction of the number of applications that the university received versus the number of acceptances the university issued, right? So that's basically a percentage, right? So if the university acceptance rate is low, which means the university is competitive, which means the university only caters to quality students, right? So if you are able to get through the universities, then it is really good. Okay, so what you must focus upon is getting into a good university rather than just getting a university. Okay, so do that. I hope I was able to answer your question. Am I late for fall 16? No, Amog. Amog asked me to share the link, list of deadlines that are there for fall 16. Right, so I'll just share the screen with you, Amog. Jitish, not on top of my mind right now. Okay, but you can definitely drop an email and we'll do the research. Right. Well, Amog, I have shared the link with you. Right. Please let me know once you're done. Done. Great. But I shall share the email ID in a while, Jitish. Vivek, have at least 1 month, at least 1 month of time duration before you start your application process. Basically, scholarship is a subset of fellowship because Sakshi, yes, it is a fact that you have work visa issues in the United Kingdom, but if you are able to get a PR, that is permanent residency, then there's nothing like it. So usually what happens is if you are able to get through a company who's willing to sponsor for your visa, right, and a permanent residency, then you are good enough. So it all boils down to the fact that how good you are at the end of the day, right? So you can most certainly apply to UK universities. You just have to ensure that you are the finest. Same is the case with the USA for that matter. Unless and until you are able to demonstrate your prowess, it's not going to work out. Can you please tell us more about a scholarship? What should be more focused upon to grab them? Asks Vivek. Well, Vivek is just in simple words, you'll have to be the best, right? You'll have to be academically strong. You'll have to be sound in terms of research, right? These are two very important factors that would be able to fetch you scholarship, right? So basically, scholarship is rewarded to only those students who are able to demonstrate their merit in terms of their academics and s- uh, dis, uh, and also display their prowess in terms of research activities by publishing papers or doing some really good projects, right? So yeah, sure, Shweta, all the best. Will universities provide the scholarship? Yes, they do, Sarat. Is there an extension question? Or any so there are organizations and there are universities. Almost all universities provide scholarships, right? And there are multiple organizations that also provide scholarship. Sakshi, I have received a question, right? Kindly be patient. Sarat, we can help you in this regard. So please send an email to student.welfare@grh.com. I have shared the email ID with you. It's there on your screen right now. So yeah. campus placement and career assistances. Sakshi, one thing that you need to know is that abroad there are there's this concept of networking that works really well. Okay, so unless and until you have a very sound network, you won't get placed anywhere. Okay, uh, I'm not sure where you got to learn about this, but not all the universities in UK, US, and Canada have career development cells. At very selected number of universities do, right? And UK in that regard is also pretty amazing, right? So they have a very sound and a very huge network of industries, right? So UK and USA are pretty much at par with the in regards to the opportunities for students in terms of the quantum is what I'm trying to say, right? So not in terms of the economy in particular, right? But the students at the United Kingdom do get a lot of opportunities, right? It's just that you have to demonstrate your knowledge, right? So if you feel that if you go to the United States and you can even if you get a low GPA, then you and get a placement, then that's not going to happen. Take my words on this, right? You will have to be on top of everything, right? And you'll have to build a strong network for yourself to get an internship or a job for that matter, right? It entirely works on how good a network you have. Okay, so you'll have to do the work by yourself. Nobody's going to feed you there, unlike the Indian system. Thank you very much, Jitish. My email ID is there right on your screen. Okay, we would love to have some feedback from your side about this session. Okay, so please don't forget to write to us. Where do I know scholarship on for a university and subject? Shantanu, you need to visit the university website. All the information is there on the website itself. Vivek, try to focus on the universities in the California region, right? Sakshi says that means India is much better in this sense. They provide campus placements. I would like to contradict that, Sakshi, because this is probably the worst system that is there. Because this reduces the productivity and this is basically spoon feeding. Students don't learn anything out of it, right? So unless and until you put in some amount of effort, you won't essentially learn anything significant, that is. Okay, so that's the reason why universities in the United States are better off. The students from these universities are better off in comparison to the students who are graduating from India, right? So I hope I'm making sense, right? So guys, with this we come to the end of this session. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks a lot. It's been really nice talking to you guys, and you guys did live up to my expectations. You guys were extremely interactive. All the best, guys, and do not forget to write us at student.welfare@grh.com. I would love to have some sort of feedback from you guys, right? And you can note my number as well. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Take care, all the best, and happy learning with GREH.